The man jumped off the overpass, and without hesitation, police officer Claire followed suit. Even so, the distance between them was gradually increasing. Just then, the police who came to support arrived. They blocked the front and the back. Frank had nowhere to go. After a brief observation, he surprisingly turned and charged towards Claire. He ran towards Claire's side at top speed, but instead of pouncing on her, he jumped off the roof of the car, intercept the train at the next station. How could Frank not have thought of this? He pulled out his belt, hung it on the iron plate on the roof of the train, and then slid down from the roof like this, grabbed the iron bar on the side, elbowed it, broke the window glass, pulled the emergency brake, and stopped the train. He once again narrowly escaped the pursuit. One night, Frank took a bus to a cemetery in the far suburbs where a big secret was hidden. He climbed over the fence and found his father's grave according to his memory. When he opened the lid of the stone coffin, he suddenly froze. There was nothing inside except his father's coffin. At that moment, Frank felt as if he had been struck by lightning. There should have been the money he and others had stolen together, a total of $3 million, filling 2 packages. But now it was gone. Frank was just about to cover the stone slab and think of a way out when suddenly he saw something. It was a corpse, and on the wrist was the familiar jewelry. This was indeed Frank's missing wife. Suddenly, he thought of someone. Frank had only told this to him. That was Frank's cellmate Murphy. Murphy was accused of assaulting a 14-year-old girl, but he always claimed that he was framed. With his kind appearance, Frank gradually believed him. When other prisoners bullied Murphy, he even stepped in to drive them away. Later, when Frank was attacked, Murphy was the first to come to his aid. His wife was working outside to prove his innocence, and he could be released immediately. At this point, Frank was worried that he couldn't keep the secret of the package, so he asked Murphy to help pass the message to his wife. But Frank was also deceived by Murphy. Murphy was a serial killer who was extremely good at acting and had a meticulous mind. After being released from prison, he found Frank's wife and even set his sights on Frank's daughter. Having figured everything out, Frank called Murphy. To his surprise, Murphy admitted it without hesitation and even gloated, mocking Frank for being too trusting. But what Frank didn't expect was that at this moment, Murphy was still plotting to frame him. When Murphy was released from prison, he took the hair Frank left on the comb and other things Frank had used, just in case Frank would come after him for trouble. He left the items belonging to Frank and the hair in a remote house. Having arranged everything, Murphy sent an anonymous telegram to the police station, indicating where Frank was hiding. Claire wasted no time and led her team there overnight. In a very remote house, the team found Frank's clothes and a map covered with his fingerprints, clearly marking 3 coordinates. Based on the coordinates, the team found a place and discovered a girl's body in an abandoned hut. It was the old man's granddaughter. At this time, the hair identification also came out, of course. It was Frank's. According to the existing evidence, they firmly believed that Frank was the serial killer who committed multiple murders.